Do you know every single passing technique in FC24? Yes? Haha, sorry, but I have to bet against it. Because with FC24, EA really went crazy and remapped as well as added a bunch of passing variations. We went ahead and counted them and landed at, believe it or not, 24 passing methods. And we are going to show you all of them. We will also show you in each section the related playstyles that are connected with each passing method. Let's start with the simple passes and then get into the advanced techniques after that. Let us start with normal passes. These are the most simple passing methods that you can use during the game. You can target the player with your left analog stick and press your X or A button to send the ground pass. This pass is intended directly to the receiver's feet, and without a doubt this is the most used one. Make sure there is no one between your passer and the target when you're going for a ground pass. The driven ground pass is a much stronger version of the normal ground pass. The ball travels much faster and the pass is even stronger. However, this pass heavily depends on the passing ability of the passer and the ball control ability of the receiver. To be able to send a driven pass, hold on to your R1, RB button and power up a normal pass. Try to use this pass in the situations where your passer is not under any pressure. In certain tight situations, this pass can help your receiver get the ball much faster, and with that you can create the opportunity you need. Therefore, it could be risky but also very rewarding. Next up, lofted pass. If the defender positions himself correctly between the passer and the receiver, the ground pass can be easily intercepted. However, with the lofted pass, you can dodge this interception. All you need to do is to double tap the passing button rapidly, and you will see that your player gives the ball a little height instead of a normal ground pass. I usually use this pass inside the box where I think the defender gets in between my passing lane. Double tapping the X lifts the ball, no interception, easy goal. Last but not least, the 1-2 pass. With this, your initial passer starts a run towards forward right after he passes the ball to his target. This allows you to get a new passing opportunity, and the defender has to decide if he wants to defend the runner or the new passer. To execute it, hold on to your L1, LB button and pass the ball towards your receiver. After that, watch your initial players run. I usually use the 1-2 pass in the wing and make either my winger or wingback run so that I can explore the space ahead of me. Watching the runner and rewarding him with a good pass is going to be huge for your build-up. This passing method seems to be more useful combined with other passing techniques, so try to adapt yourself more and get used to the idea. In case you're feeling lost already with all these passing variations, don't worry, because we have the perfect community of players who you can join and improve, discuss and help each other with. Everything is possible with the Guide Plus. In the Guide Plus, you can find in-depth tutorials, structured courses, and track your progress on the topics you mostly struggle with. Our interactive quizzes will also keep you up to date anytime. If you're interested, make sure to check the links in the description and see what the next level learning offers by yourself. Alright, ground passes are cleared. However, you need to know, not all the passes need to go directly at where the receiver is. Sometimes you need to send the ball to his running lane so that he doesn't lose any speed while catching the ball first. Therefore, we have through passes. Point out the direction your runner is heading to with your left analog stick and power up the through pass with your triangle or Y button. One very nice trick is to give your passer a side angle towards the receiver, which will increase the efficiency of the through ball. In case someone tries to anticipate the passing lane and tries to cut the route of the pass and lets the runner get in behind the defensive line, you can always chip the ball over them towards your player's running lane with a lob through pass. Watch your players run, identify the defensive behavior of your opponent, look if he's anticipating the run and catch the runner. If not, hold on to your L1, LB button and power up the through pass. This method seems to be very strong this year, so make sure you reward your players run in behind the defensive line. Another through pass variation is a lofted one. Similar to the lob through pass, lofted through pass can easily dodge a defender's interception and get the ball towards your running lane. It is much easier to control the ball with this method compared to the lobbed one in short distances. Double tapping the triangle or Y button will allow you to execute it. It is really incredible how this method helps you against upcoming pressure and lets you go on a counter in the blink of an eye. Moving on to the next one, which is a new feature, the precision through pass. With this new passing technique, you can manually aim where the through pass goes. Hold on to your R1, RB button and power up the through pass. The more you power up, the distance that the ball travels become longer. In the meanwhile, you need to aim the direction precisely with your left analog stick. It is hard to master, but trust me, it is very useful. Assisted through balls might not exactly end up where you want them to, but precision through pass is very helpful with it. You need to take a look at two things before going for precision through pass. Where is my runner heading and where do I have space? If you can answer those two questions, then you know where to play to. Use the precision through pass and enjoy the free space it gets to you. This input used to belong to another passing method in the recent years, which was the driven through pass. With the introduction of the precision passes, driven through pass received another input, which can be executed by holding on to both L1, R1 or LB, RB buttons together and powering a through pass. Driven through passes are very useful in wider spaces. If you see a runner ahead of you who is making his way directly at the goal side and not being covered that well, go for a driven through pass. It is faster and stronger compared to the normal one. For example, I see the opening here on the radar and know my player is making a run towards the goal. I want him to continue his run without losing any speed, so a driven through pass makes him receive the ball in a short time and score an easy goal. Moving on to the lob pass section. By only using the square or X button, you can achieve a lot of things, especially when I'm facing pressure. Using a simple lob pass easily lets me break the pressure. It feels more accurate compared to the previous titles. You can also switch sides consistently with the lob pass to get your build up in another direction. If you want your lob pass to get even higher, which can be very useful for the players who have aerial advantage, you can hold on to your L1, LB button before going for a lob pass. This high lob pass will give your pass more height and the headers become easier. Driven lob pass on the other side does exactly opposite. Your pass loses height but gains speed, which can be very practical if there is no one between your passer and his target. To be able to use it, hold on to both L1, R1 or LB, RB buttons together and power up a lob pass. Using this method while switching sides is very effective if you're not under any pressure. It allows you to get towards the other side rapidly and you can increase the pace in your build-up before the defense settles. Similar to the through passes, lob passes can also be executed in a precise way. Hold on to your R1, RB button and go for a lob pass in the same fashion. The manual aim allows you to exactly pinpoint where your lob pass ends, and with it, you can both dodge the defenders who is pressuring at your passer and receive the ball safely with your target. Here on the wing, I'm being pressured by the wingback. I quickly take a look at the player inside, use the precision lob pass to aim at him, which ends up perfect at his spot, and this helps me get the ball towards his teammate that scores the goal. That actually looked like a cross. Anyways, let's move on to that part. Crosses feel balanced at the current stage of the game. It has the same input with lob passes, however this time we are surrounding the opposition box. The more you press the crossing button, the more distance the ball travels as usual. That means you have to take a look at your target, decide how much power you need to give to your cross, and finish the opportunity once this cross gives you the advantage. Happy assisting. Same as in the previous sections, crosses have different variations. The high cross, which is performed by holding onto the L1, LB while pressing the crossing button, lifts the ball up high. This will decrease the chance of the ball getting intercepted. As you can see here, even if the defender tries to cut off the pass, he can't reach the ball and the ball ends up exactly where you want it to be. With this method, you can create good heading opportunities. If you have strikers with good heading attributes, feel free to try this one out and see the advantage it gets to you by yourself. Where you have the opportunity to get the cross higher, there is always the opposite. Driven cross, which makes your cross go lower but faster, helps in certain situations. Once there is no defender between your target and your passer and the distance is not that too far, try to go for a driven cross. Hold on to the L1, R1 or LB, RB buttons together and power up the cross. Like I've said, the ball goes much faster and easier to control to create a direct shooting opportunity. Last crossing variation is low cross, which sends the ball towards your target on the ground with a curve. To be able to execute it, you need to double tap the crossing button. I find this pass useful whenever I approach the box from the side with my winger and my striker makes his move towards the goal. With the little curve low cross has, your striker only needs to do the finishing touch and score the easiest goal of his life. Swerve On Demand is also a new feature which allows you to curl your ground, through and precision ground passes to create a new passing type. Holding onto the L2, LT button and powering up a normal pass more than 2 bars will execute a swerve ground pass. Depending on your player's ability to curve, this method gives the pass another path towards the receiver. You can also use this method with the through passes. Hold on to the L2, LT button, point out the running lane of your attacker, and power up the through ball. This variation works extremely well on the wing. As an example, if you have your winger on the run while preparing the optimal passing position with your wingback, get a slightly side angle towards the receiver, execute the swerve through pass, and see how incredible the ball goes. Beautiful football right there. And finally, combining the new features together, swerve precision through pass. It is going to be a bit harder than the swerve through pass, but being able to select the exact point where your through pass is going to land will give you the upper hand to go for a deadly pass. Hold on to R1 and L2 or RB and LT together, power up the through pass, and in the meanwhile select the precise point of your desire with your left analog stick. Pinpoint location with extra curve seems delightful. This might be even stronger than we think of. Practice, practice, and practice. Coming to the last passing method, outside foot passes. This method was generally strong last year and has received a couple of changes. This year, only players with the Trivela playstyle can perform the outside passes. The general use of this method is actually to avoid your player's weak foot. For example, you have a right-footed player who has the ball towards his left and you don't trust his weak foot ability. As long as you have the necessary Trivela playstyle, you can hold on to the L2, LT button and use the outside of your strong foot instead of using the weak one. It works the same with the through passes as well, and it might also give a little curve to your passes. Holding onto the L2, LT button and going for a through ball while you're not facing the side your strong foot is allows you to go for outside through pass. However, those two are not the main focus points when it comes to the outside foot passes. You can switch sides incredibly fast and accurate with the outside lob passes. Good thing that not all of the players have this playstyle, because the ability to rapidly change direction of the attack is a very powerful thing. Holding onto the L2, LT modifier and powering a long ball towards the other side of the pitch will allow you to execute this method. Same goes for crossing. If you're about to cross the ball with a player who has Trivela playstyle and have the ball towards his weak foot, try to cross the ball with the outside of his foot, hold L2, LT and power up your cross it. Wow, I think we ran down on every single detail what is about passing in FC24. Give yourself some time to practice and be open to new stuff. Talking about new stuff, you might have already seen the new playstyles and how they affect the gameplay directly. In one of our latest videos, we talk about how to maximize the first touch playstyle and how to get the most out of it. If you're interested, make sure to click the video that appears on your screen right now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, take care and peace.